You want to get started?
Oh, we've already started. We'll start with that.
We don't even talk about the movie until like an hour in.
No, we can talk about other shit.
Right.
Talk about stuff I've seen on the internet.
Memes.
Yeah, the videos I've seen of car crashes.
What? Did you ever have that video on Driver's Ed where it's like the kids are? It might be like a British one. Like the kids are having fun and then they all crash. And it's like it shows in explicit detail like them getting like evacuated from the car.
That sounds kind of funny.
Well, the car's evacuated. They aren't evacuated. That'd be gross.
I guess it depends on the way the commercial is done.
It wasn't a commercial. It was more like a PSA.
Yeah, those can be really like corny.
Yeah.
So the movie Amsterdam.
Right, which we
We
saw
both saw.
a month ago, I think. Like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, and yeah, it's been a while. I wanted to like let it die down, the
Let
controversy,
let the hype die down.
the hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is there to say about Amsterdam? Because people are like, Ralph, are you gonna review it? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna. I gotta find some way to express the way I saw this movie. There were like two people in front of me laughing the whole movie. I don't know if they thought it was like bad,
Mm-hmm.
like if they were like making fun of it, like laughing at how bad it was,
Mm-hmm.
or if it was like like they actually enjoyed it. I'm like, oh, I was kind of looking forward to it because David O. Russell. I don't hate American Hustle like everybody else does. I haven't seen it since it came out.
I don't think people hate it. I don't love it.
Some people hate it.
It's definitely better than Amsterdam. I think there are definitely some funny parts. I think my big issue is I liked it while I was watching it. Then once it was over, I was kind of like, eh. Like I like like individual
Yeah.
parts more than like the whole movie. I don't think it
People are
comes
like,
together.
Wow, if you like American Hustle, you're a fucking. Fucking whatever.
Have you actually
They call
gotten
me bad
comments like
things.
that?
Yeah, they call me bad things. If you're like, what? You like American Hustle?
I think it got around 10 Oscar nominations, which I don't think
That's
it deserves.
crazy.
Yeah, there were better
I
movies
definitely
that
like
year.
it more than Joy, and I definitely like American Hustle more than this movie.
Not so much something like Silver Linings Playbook, because that's pretty like fairly simple plot. It's more like just about watching the characters.
Yeah, that was a cute movie.
Yeah, it's a really good movie, and
This really needed to be reined in.
yeah,
It
it's
was
all
like
over
doing
the
way
place.
too much.
It's very busy.
So, all these celebrities, but they don't add much to the film ultimately.
It's a huge cast, and
Yeah.
I can mention I actually was supposed to work on this movie. It's fine now because it's over with, but yeah, I was hired to be involved with casting, but then that was in March 2020 when COVID, was
No wonder it came
hit.
out bad.
Right. I mean,
I bet if you helped, it would have.
right.
No, man, this movie's not great.
No, it's not, and
It's
I
like
th-
really fucked. It's like fucked from like start to end.
we
Like-
can mention like it's a huge cast: Christian
Yeah,
Bale,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Margot Robbie, John David
Uh-huh.
Washington,
I
Chris
didn't like
Rock.
her in it.
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
It's not her best role. I usually I
Yeah.
like her a lot, and
It's more like the fault of the script, and like she has some of the weirdest dialogue in it, and I'm like, yeah, how the hell are you supposed to deliver some of these lines? They're so weird. Them looking in the camera, it's like I don't know, it's like fucking Wes Anderson or something. It was like
But not
trying to be
nearly
like
as
kind of
good.
Wes Anderson. Oh no, not nearly as good. Anderson is much more like consistent than like I just feel like his last couple of movies haven't hit home. David O. Russell, and this
David
one's
Russell.
Yeah, this is probably worse than Joy.
I think so. I think
It might be. I
Joy.
probably enjoyed it a little more, maybe.
I think Joy had a better emotional through line because that was also a little scattershot, but it's clear that Joy's the main character. I thought it was just okay. I wasn't crazy about it either.
Yeah. God, what was I gonna say? It's called Amsterdam. So you're like, what is this segment in Amsterdam? And that is like one of the least interesting parts of the whole film. Like the entire Amsterdam segment. I'm like, wow, this is fucking boring.
It cuts to like a lot of his movies, Russell's movies do this. They begin in the middle of the story and then they flash back, and yeah, right. It's basically like the trio of them. They meet during the war, and then they become buddies, and they hang around Amsterdam. But it's not that compelling. It kind of just like rushes along. I don't know. Something about like the performances feel a little stilted. It could be like direction too. Just like the way they were talking to each other was kind of awkward. I didn't laugh very much, if at all. Even though
no, I didn't think it was very funny either. Clearly the people in front of me thought it was fucking hilarious.
Right, they got some laughs out of it.
Like whenever Rami Malek showed up, they were like, like why?
Right, we can mention the rest of the cast is also Rami Malek and Anya Taylor-Joy and Michael Shannon and Mike Myers and Robert De Niro. Ton of people. Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Taylor Swift, yeah. Who I guess let's just say spoilers from here on out.
Right.
Spoilers for Amsterdam. Just say quickly, would you recommend it?
No, I don't think so.
I would not recommend it either.
David Russell's made some good movies, like we mentioned, Someone Likes Playbook and Three Kings and The Fighter.
Like it,
yeah,
was looking forward to it, wanted to like it. No, it did not come together. So yeah, the opening of the movie, there's like Christian Bale's lost his eye in the war. He's like a fucking he's a doctor for like veterans. He replaces their limbs. Taylor Swift comes in because she needs someone to like be a mortician for her father's body.
The father's Ed Begley Jr.
Yeah, and he is brought to Zoe Saldana.
Well, his love interest. She's a really boring. I like her in general, but her character in this is really boring.
Yeah, she's barely in it. Because his wife is Mandy from the Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh, I didn't even know she was in that. Andrea Riceborough.
Yeah, it's her.
I've never seen Mandy.
She's the one who sent him to the war, and he lost his eye, and now she like doesn't love him, and there's like a whole thing that goes on there that's like really not that interesting.
I didn't mind that storyline so much, but again, it's fighting for screen time with everything else that's going on, so it doesn't have the impact that it should.
He's been poisoned because they check his stomach and they find some like poisonous shit or something, and they're like, oh, so he was poisoned. Taylor Swift knows about it, so Taylor Swift knows who did it, maybe. So Taylor Swift is thrown. This was on Twitter the day the movie came out, so it's not like it's not like a big thing. It was actually spoiled for me before I saw it. She's thrown in front of a car
by Timothy Olyphant.
And then that's when they flash back to Amsterdam, and they meet Margot Robbie, who's like this nurse who heals them up, and they form a pact of friendship. And it's like, what?
The cuckoo is in the nest, and the cuckoo's about to be trapped.
While they're in Amsterdam, they meet Mike Myers and Michael Shannon, who are like... Michael Myers is this guy who makes like really elaborate prosthetic eyes. Really nice eyes that Christian Bale could have.
I barely remember that.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's really fucking things going on. There's other characters too, like I actually did like the dynamic of like the detectives or the cops or whatever chasing after.
Yeah, it's Alessandro Navolo and how do you say his Matthias Gunnertz? I'm probably mispronounced his name.
Well, there's not too many people that fit the description of a doctor looking for his eye on the ground with his black attorney.
I just feel like you need to read the Wikipedia summary to properly describe the synopsis.
I did that all from my brain, trying to remember the plot. Because I was paying attention. I'm like, okay, maybe there's something going on. But no, It's just like it's a lot of stuff happening, but it isn't in service of anything. It doesn't have like an emotional core. I didn't end up feeling anything by the end of it. And yeah, you just lose interest at some point. You're like, okay, it's not funny. It's not like, it feels like very kind of outdated, I guess is a word, or like out of touch.
Well, I get, with the talent involved, I'm sure they were hoping to be an Oscar contender, which again, not that the Oscars are the end all and be all, but be all and end all. I reversed it. But yeah, it's not that interesting, and audiences really aren't digging it. It bombed at the box office.
David O. Russell's a big, like, the Oscars love him. I'm sure this movie won't even get nominated. If it does, it will get shit on. This fucking Shining poster's terrible. It's from Awful fan-made posters. I don't know if you see it.
No, I've never seen that. Yeah, it's shitty looking.
Oh, you can see it though. That's good.
An axe.
It's with his face.
They called him Kukul Khan, the feather serpent god. Killing him will risk eternal war.
He's coming for the surface world.
The movie we're going to talk about next is from the year 2022.
The year of our Lord.
It's directed by small indie filmmaker Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Made movies you never heard of, like Black Panther and Creed.
Mm-hmm.
And a movie you might have heard of, the big international $1 billion hit, Fruitville Station.
Well, you're being sarcastic, but I think it was a hit. It was an indie hit, so it's a little
it made billions of dollars.
No, but I think it did well, so I'm kind of confused.
Everyone's seen it.
We've seen it.
Comes the new, it comes this new film, and it's about Wakanda being forever. Wakanda is forever. It's weird that this movie even got made without Chadwick Boseman. Obviously, good actor.
Yeah, who we lost too soon, and he did a lot of good work. And
it's just weird he's not in the movie. It's hard to get past that. And the movie's so good in so many ways that I did look past it. And in some ways, like, I'll definitely say I like this movie better than the first Black Panther. I think it's like tighter. I think characters are better. There's just more interesting characters in this movie. They feel less cliche. It's more like, it feels like it has more money behind it, like more resources, because it looks awesome. And yeah, great villain. I guess people say the first movie has a good villain too, but I like this villain better. It's just like everything I had an issue with in that first movie. I thought this movie was better. Except for the fact that, Black Panther's not really in it. Black Panther isn't in it. It's his sister, Shuri.
Yeah.
You said you're not great on the names. I'll pull up the names for you, but T'Challa, that's Chadwick Boseman. And then that Shuri's the sister, and the bodyguard there, the bald lady.
Yeah, I figured. I'm blanking on her name.
The actress is Denai
Guerrera.
Yeah, that's it. And she's Okoye.
Yeah, that's it.
Okoye. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chadwick Boseman sorely missed. He was great as T'Challa. Obviously they had to make the movie under shitty circumstances. I think they did pretty well considering they killed T'Challa off early on. I think that was the right decision.
Yeah, they give him a whole funeral.
Right, that's how that opens.
And they're facing a huge threat, the civilization that live underwater. that also have vibranium. They're a vibranium-led civilization ran by Namor. It's like this dude with wings on his legs, or on his feet, on his ankles, actually. Good thing about the first one, it wasn't like an origin story. Like, we were just talking about that shitty Fantastic Four movie. But they have to start with the origin, all of them. It's like, go through the motions. Like, you know what's going to happen. The shitty Mark Webb, Amazing Spider-Man movies.
You had a moral obligation to do those things. That's what's at stake here. Not choice, responsibility.
They didn't do that here, and they didn't do that with the first one. It's just like, yeah, let's just tell a story. Do something new with it. This movie reminded me of, like, The Dark Knight, in that it was like, it was its own thing. The director clearly had a vision for what he wanted this to be, and it was really well executed and really well told. And yeah, it was like engaging to watch. It's like kind of serious. It's definitely serious, and it takes itself very seriously. But that's like a good thing about it. Like, it shows me like, yeah, you can do that. I've said you can do that. You just need to like be good about it. You need to be consistent and like entertaining at the same time. There is some comedy in there too. They work it in. It's like sparse. It's sprinkled in because, you know, there's other more serious things going on. But yeah, I'm like, this is a really good Marvel movie. I'm surprised they gave him this much creative freedom, Disney. But I'm glad they did. It feels like they did. Feels like there was a lot of like risks they took that were like really interesting with this. I'm like, oh, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's an emotional story, you know, given the real life context, and yeah, they did that pretty well. You're right, there isn't a ton of comedy. Not to say it's like totally humorless, but yeah, I like it had a bit more gravitas to it because, you know, this is the final movie of Phase 4.
Yeah,
and I think this and No Way Home were the best of the bunch. The rest were, in my opinion, like range from okay to bad.
I like Doctor Strange. I think I like it more than this one.
No, I preferred this.
Yeah. All right.
Doctor Strange.
I like both of them.
I enjoyed.
Like
I enjoyed it. I think it was kind of like all over the place a little bit. I think there was a bit more focused in terms of story and characters.
Yeah. It was definitely more, you know, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like I have issues with both of them. I don't know what exactly. Like, I can't say, hey, this is like such a weird movie to talk about. I'm like, this is weird.
I think
you're right. It's got a lot behind it because it's the last movie of this phase. Like, it's not an Avengers movie. It's a Black Panther movie.
Yeah, I think maybe the weakest. I don't have any major issues with it. I think maybe the weakest element was the section with Martin Freeman and Julie Louis-Dreyfus. I like both of those actors. I just think it was the storyline was less compelling than everything else that was going on, and they get a fair amount of scenes. I think that could have been trimmed a little. It was a little more tangential to everything else that was going on.
Yeah, they had to shove them in there, of course.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just a little, I liked, the action was good too.
Yeah, I didn't think any part of it was that bad. I thought the comedy worked like just much better than the first one. The first one had so many issues like the comedy.
I like the comedy. I like when she said,
"What are those
sneakers?" I like that.
You like that?
Oh, yeah, you liked it. How dare you?
I liked it. How dare you, Cam?
Like I already, we mentioned I enjoyed it more than you did, the first one.
Yeah, you like that joke. That's fine. You also saw Sonic 2.
I did. Well, I reviewed it.
Yeah, that's true.
This is better than
I've seen some weird movies in theaters, so I shouldn't say.
Sonic 2 might be better than Amsterdam, or they're about the same.
Oh, fucking probably, yeah.
It was too long, but Sonic 2 is 2 hours long.
Wakanda Forever, probably seen it.
Yeah, it's making a lot of money, and Parts of it were shot in Boston. I actually got asked to work on it, but I was busy working on Spirited. But a few of my friends PA'd on it, because there's a section where the character's going to, I forget the character's name, but the Riri, is that her name? The scientist,
The one who becomes Ironheart.
Is that her name? Like
The next Iron Man, or whatever.
Because she's wearing the armor. Is that why?
Yeah, they even do the same shot. Where it's like.
Well, I noticed that. I didn't know she was called Ironheart.
They filmed those. They filmed those parts. Yeah, where was that? It was in
MIT, so Cambridge, Boston area.
That was like kind of similar to the first one, the scenes of them in the basketball court, or whatever.
In the city.
It's like, this is like stuff going on like outside of Wakanda, because it's mostly in Wakanda and it's mostly like about like these characters. And I'm like, oh, that's super cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Angela Bassett's really good in the movie.
Yeah. It's good, like character piece.
Yeah, I think the acting's pretty strong, and I think this movie's actually like a couple minutes longer than Eternals. It's much more engaging. I think, the characters are better action. Yeah, like overall, much more entertaining.
Yeah, it's more ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big swing and a hit.
More focused, not just like going back to ancient Mesopotamia.
Yeah, flashing back pointlessly. Flashbacks in here actually were decent.
Yeah, and
serve the story.
I think Michael B. Jordan's return as Killmonger. I think that worked pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Oh yeah, that was a cool scene. I really enjoyed that. Everyone in the theater was like, "Whoa,
who could it be?"
Whoa, it's Killmonger. That's what's cool about seeing these like opening night.
Right, you get the big reaction.
Yeah. People are like fucking pumped to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's definitely a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, very diverse crowd too. People of all ages and races in the crowd. They all enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. My friend Chris enjoyed it. Everyone liked it.
Yeah.
What do you know?
It's better than
I don't think it's perfect.
No, but it's definitely a good movie. It's definitely given it a thumbs up.
Give it a thumbs up? Yeah. I definitely give it a thumbs up.
Better than the 2015 Fantastic Four.
Better than Eternals.
Better than Eternals.
Better than Howard the Duck, for sure.
I haven't seen that, to be fair.
Oh, you haven't?
No. We could cover that another time, maybe.
Yeah, we definitely need to.
It's better than
Howard the Duck.
Better than Suicide Squad 2016.
It's better than you can just keep listing movies. Better than Homeward Bound.
I don't remember Homeward Bound being that bad, but yeah, it might be better.
Here's a question thread.
Okay.
Leave your questions on the Reddit thread, and we'll answer them. This question's from Honorable Weezer King. Hey Ralph, big fan. What would your top 3 Kubrick films be?
Ooh, good question.
I'd say like 2001 definitely on there.
Yeah, mine too.
The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
And then like from there, I think people kind of go all over. I would say Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
But I also would want to put like Full Metal Jacket somewhere on there.
Dr. Strangelove and Barry Lyndon.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Paths of Glory. Too. Yeah, there's a lot you can shuffle in.
I mean, 2001 is definitely on there. That's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I agree.
And, even for Kubrick, that's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Barry Lyndon's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm sure what else. Maybe like Spartacus, Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, a lot to choose from. The Killing. Never seen his first movie. I don't think he liked it anyway, Fear and Desire.
No, he doesn't like his early stuff.
I think just that one in particular.
Oh, yeah, it's just that one in particular?
I've seen Killer's Kiss. It's good.
Yeah.
I think it's
a few of his like earlier movies. I didn't think he was like
That was his second movie. Yeah, it was Fear and Desire, Killer's Kiss, The Killing, Paths of Glory, so forth. Spartacus, Lolita.
Mm-hmm.
I think we mentioned all of them.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Private Pile. There's one thing I hate. It's a disorganized footlocker.
All right, this next question is from Dunkachino. Dunkachine Zero, technically. What movies would you like to see be added to the Criterion Collection? Now that's a hard one. There's a lot of movies. And to be fair, like I don't know what is on there exactly and what isn't on there. I'm sure you probably know.
Well, they
more than me.
Well, they had a
I know
hand.
some of them.
They had a handful every couple months, I think.
Yeah.
One that I think would be a good addition is The Last Detail, Hal Ashby's movie with Jack Nicholson. That'd be a good one. It's a great movie, and I think they already have a few of Ashby's in there, like Harold and Maude. I think that fits in with the criteria. Maybe Moonlight. I know that's a more recent one. I feel like that'd be a solid addition. I don't think that's...
Yeah. See, again, I don't know what has one, what doesn't. Does, like, Scream have one?
Well, they usually tend to go for dramas. Not a ton of...
Not always.
There's some horror.
Yeah, they have, like, Godzilla and Silence of the Lambs.
RoboCop.
I guess that's a thriller. They have
RoboCop's in there.
RoboCop. Yeah, they have a couple of things like that. Like, do they have Truman Show?
No, I don't think so. They
Truman
have
Show would be cool.
Picnic at Hanging Rock. That's another Peter Weir movie.
Yeah, they have some horror in there.
Night of the Living Dead. Yeah.
So
maybe
they have Big Lebowski.
No, they have a couple Coens, Blood Simple and Miller's Cross, and an Inside Llewyn Davis.
Fargo has a 4K, but I don't know if Big Lebowski does.
I'm not sure.
And what was the other one that doesn't? Oh, No Country.
Right.
Those need 4Ks ASAP. If like Criterion got them and made them 4K, that would be great.
They could. They just added Wall-E. I believe that's the first animated movie. No, sorry, not animated. Maybe first Disney movie because they have that Watership Down.
Yeah, first Pixar.
First Pixar movie. Yep.
Yeah, they could do more Pixar for sure.
The Good Dinosaur. No, that one. I don't think that would be.
Cars 3, Cars 2,
Lightyear.
Planes. Planes wasn't even them.
It's not even Pixar, but that would be a funny one if they
it's
added
like Disney Animation or some shit. Yeah.
Disney. Yeah, it's like Disney Toons. Like you see the sea, or you could add Top the Fourth Wall, the movie.
Oh yeah, we need those. I can't believe I didn't even think of that. Yeah, was it To Boldly Flee? Criterion 4K. They got 3% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right. It'd be a puzzling addition.
Every time you say it wrong. You say like the wrong. I don't know. You don't say it wrong. You say a different number, like intentionally.
It doesn't really matter. That movie's horrible.
We got a 5%, and then it's like this movie got a 2%.
7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Got a 19%.
Your movie got 2% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right. Either way, they'll never be added, nor will How Sweet It Is.
Oh, come on.
The musical now has a voice.
They've added they add recent movies like Uncut Gems just got added, and Parasite and Marriage Story.
Yeah, that's good.
Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Criterion does have a hard-boiled one, but it's out of print. It's only a DVD.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, that would be a cool one.
I watched that.
Of that.
I watched that on VHS. That was they rented from the library.
Badass action.
A lot of shooting.
It's cool. Cool shit. Yeah. I guess we can do one more. Why not? Why not? We've been shooting the shit.
Right.
Having a good time. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but a good time. Yeah, jumping cacti. Hi Ralph, love the podcast so far. My question is, what is some advice for filmmakers post high school that doesn't get said enough? I don't know why the post high school thing is in there.
I guess, outside of maybe like whatever AV club, whatever you want to call it, film production class.
Mm-hmm.
Extracurricular.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you start?
I forgot who said the quote, but there's just like he was like was like an actor, I think, or a poet or something. And he's there. They ask him like, "What is some advice for young artists?" He's like, "Kill yourself."
Kill yourself.
No people. Can't make a movie by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna need, if you want to make stuff, you're gonna need your friends, and don't be afraid to try different things. Maybe you're not, maybe you don't necessarily want to be like a professional sound guy, but if somebody needs a boom guy, just give it a try. You try different things.
Yeah, try everything, and I'd say that about making movies too. Like, try to make as much stuff as you can.
Even like specifically with writing, like why is something like The Godfather, like why is that well written? Like think about how the story is told and how the characters talk. Stuff like that. It helps to go with what you know.
And what are you bringing to it? What is what is your voice?
Yeah, that too.
That's a good thing.
The most personal is the most creative. That's what Scorsese said, and then Bong Joon-ho echoed it. Yeah, it's definitely an important quote.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, what is it that you want to bring? If you don't want to bring anything, then don't. But if you do, then yeah.
Stay home.
Some people just they love making movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like Spielberg, whatever. I bet that's all they know how to do.
Right, yeah, and Spielberg, he doesn't storyboard. He likes kind of flying by the seat of his pants,
Yeah, that's a good thing. Some movies need it. Sometimes you don't. Depends on the scene. I'm sure even Spielberg uses storyboarding.
I don't think so. Or it's maybe not storyboards. Like he doesn't like to rehearse. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of likes working under pressure.
Maybe not for every scene. Yeah.
It's different for everybody. Like I read, I was reading
Sometimes you have to.
Sidney Lumet's book, and he did a lot of rehearsal. It was just kind of like, everybody's different. There's no like one size fits all, but it helps to just learn, absorb what the masters have done, how they work.
Yeah.
That way you can
even they're different.
Well, you can pick and choose.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that. Because obviously Kubrick, he would do, dozens and dozens of takes. That might not work for everybody, but that was just his process. I think
Thanks for listening, everybody. Gonna get out of here.
Get out.
Get out of here.